Hello everybody and welcome to episode 25 of Locking It Down with Lucy. Where do I call it episode today rather than show 25? I don't know why I did that. I consider this more of a show than an episode, but you know, each to their own. Hello everybody, how is everybody doing on this fine Thursday evening? There's a lot to talk about today. I think something called the PS5 UI was revealed. I literally had to cram in this homework before starting the show because I had no idea. Like, it's been a busy week. I was doing a lot of work. Work's been quite like long. There's a lot to do, and I got a message from Chris who was like, "Have you seen the state of play?" And I'm like, "No, have you seen the state of me? It's not good." So I was like watching it quickly, but we are going to dive deep into that later on in the main topic of the show. Stick around because, you know, there's a lot going on the show today. So wait, it's Thursday. Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. Otherwise, I've made a terrible mistake with my... Is it Thursday? Now you're making... No, it was pizza day. Of course it was Thursday. It'd be a mad world if it wasn't and we had pizza on said day. I feel like my internet may be a little sketchy. I also had coffee earlier, but not too earlier. So I don't know. Also, no Red Bull tonight. What am I drinking segment? I am drinking about a fifth of Pepsi Max. Not my preferred choice, but it's all we had in, and there wasn't much of it. It was like the dregs at the bottom of the bottle, and I was like, you know what? Lucy will do everyone a favour and finish that off. You know how I say, I like it flat. Although I do kind of just want to down it. Damn it. But there's no sugar. So... Right, let's see who we got in the Chi-A double at before we get into the main bits of the show today. So, dogs are cool. Definitely. Hello. Sarah, hi, how's it going? Red Village 65, welcome, welcome. Harley Eaton, hello, hello. Oh, he or she likes Pepsi Max. Livia, is that how to say it? Hello, welcome, welcome everybody. Hello, Con. We got Burgess360. Hello, hello. And Micah Hill. Best friend Bethany reporting in for duty. Hello. How are you doing, Bethany? I hope you are doing well. A madman with a box. I love that username because, well, I'm assuming you're a Doctor Who fan, which is why that's your name. Melinda, hello. Flint, how is it going? You mom boy killer. That's quite... I don't know why I said it like that. But hello, welcome, PS3 Gaming Scotland. I am okay today, thank you. I hope you are doing well too. Right, what is coming up on the show tonight? So, we have a bit of housekeeping to start off with. The lowlights and the highlights of the week. We have a clip of the week. Then the main topic is, of course, going to be that PS5 UI video. We're going to delve into some of that. Then we have a new segment for the show. Get excited. There'll be a cameo from a special guest who submitted a video. So you got two video clips today, everybody. The guest in question went out with their camera crew and recorded something for us and were like, hey, can I put it on the show? And I was like, of course you can. So get hyped for that. And then we'll be talking about what I'm playing, hopefully if there's time. Because I want to talk about what I've been playing, because I've been playing something juicy, and I just can't wait to share my thoughts with the world. And that's pretty much it. There'll be the Q&A as per usual, and we shall see where that takes us in the evening. Now, Terence is asking how Littlefoot is, and the last I heard was Littlefoot was dissected, and oh man, I should have put some clips, because Bethany did send some pictures of the dissection. I don't know, Littlefoot is very suicidal, clearly. Like, part of her wants to live, part of her wants to die, but Dr. Bethany is doing her best to keep Littlefoot. You know, I've lost hope that I'll ever see Littlefoot again. It's literally like The Sims, when you know, when you've not been looking after your child and the military come and take them away. That's what's happened. Colonel Corporate Sergeant Bethany has taken Littlefoot from me because I was a neglectful parent, and probably for the best. Yeah, that's what Bethany's saying. Littlefoot wants to die. I'm trying hard to save him. We are all thankful. We are all thankful for your service to Littlefoot, Bethany. And if worse comes to worse, we will film the funeral for the show, because I know how attached you guys all are to Littlefoot. So yeah, right, let's start off with some housekeeping, which is I just want to thank everybody for watching the latest video on Sunday. I'm really sorry I haven't been able to get back to the comments yet, because like I said, work's been mega crazy busy. But I do want to, because I thought the comments, when I do scroll and see them, were very interesting. Like, I liked how there was a differentiating of opinions. Some people really loved the update, some people had some of the same thoughts that I had. So, I don't know, it was interesting. It was very cool to see as well, and the number jumps that people had. It's definitely a diversive change in the trophy system for a lot of people and in the trophy community. So I mean, there's no going back now, everybody. So I didn't like it at first, and I'm still like, meh, but I realise there's nothing I can do to change it. So you might as well get on board or get out. Part of me wants to start a new account, but then part of me is like, don't do that, because that's just going down a slippery, slimy road of just why. But I am curious. I would just want to, I want to do it for science, you know, and see what happens. Like, what would happen? Well, I'd just play games and earn trophies, so it's not really that, it's not exactly a revolutionary discovery. I just want to know, like, if I boot up a game and get a bronze, do I, like, jump 10 levels? It's very confusing, but someone's got to take the pain for science. Many people in the past did. And I'm not one of those people, perhaps. Right. Oh, Ducky is also asking, how's your finger doing, Bethany? Last week, Bethany sent me a very disturbing picture of her finger. And I'm a squeamish person, so I had to abruptly avert my eyes from the stitches because I can't be doing squeamish things. We're not gonna light Littlefoot on fire. That's just cruel. We like Littlefoot. I'm sort of waiting for Bethany to reply about how her finger is, to be quite honest, before we jump into the main segments, because what happens is I start talking about something, then the chat updates and I get sidetracked by whatever's happening, and then I forget what I'm talking about. I mean, that's what you guys know the show is about. The show is just me talking nonsense for an hour and 10 minutes, roughly, and then we'd sign off. Ren Village is asking about Littlefoot. You'll have to go back and watch some old videos. Littlefoot was my plant that I owned, and Bethany has... I wouldn't even say adopted. I sent Littlefoot away for a holiday, and Littlefoot has just decided to stay. Littlefoot is literally Matilda, where Matilda just, like, abandoned her own parents and sort of forced Miss Honey to sign her adoption papers. Littlefoot was like, adopt me! And Bethany was like, okay, do you want to do cartwheels and roller skate in my front room? And then Littlefoot was, yes, please, I'd love that. That's all I really want out of a carer. Please, someone take care of me and let me roller skate in your front room. Right, should we just start then? Because Bethany's gone AOL. Which is not the correct term of phrase. She's not gone all online. Is it all online or was it American online? I can't remember. AWOL. That's the one I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. Beth says, finger is okay, I guess. Frankenstein light. If Bethany's got to do like physio, we can rebuild Bethany. For now, she has to sit on the sidelines and watch us game. Right, so let's start with low light of the week. So, you know what? I didn't have a low light until this morning. And it was the lowest of lights. Actually, I do have a lighting problem in general, but that's a different story. So this morning, we found out the sad news that we are now got these new lockdown rules that came out earlier in the week, and my area is in a tier 2. So for those of you outside of the UK, this means that we've gone back a step, and we can't, like, go out to restaurants with our friends. Like, even though there was still a rule of 6, now it's like you can't mix with anybody else in another household unless you're sitting outdoors. And that sucks because I had plans and I was very angry this morning when I saw that. Now, I'm not being a reckless human being. I'm not running around flaunting my germs about, okay? I try and be responsible and, like, you know, maybe go out once. Like, I've gone to London since the beginning of lockdown. I've been to London twice. Or have I been 3 times? 3 times, okay? Now, in 7 months, for someone who used to go every single day, bar the weekend, that's nothing. So, I'm not skipping around. Oh, so some people know about the tiers. So, I was trying to be, like, a responsible germ holder, okay? And just, like, do a few things. Because I felt that kept me going. Being able to having, like, those landmarks to see a friend. And, no, Lucy, our postcode doesn't count. Doesn't it? Ooh! The news has turned into a highlight, perhaps. Well, we need to look on to... Bethany, let's take this offline, as they say in the online world of business and work from home. I hate that phrase. Right, so, well, anyway, I hope that means things... Sorry, I've just processed the information, because I was proper, like... Lucy, we are just on the cusp of tier 1. Oh my god, how exciting. Okay, so things may be back on then. But anyway, we're on this sort of, like, teetering pole of the government could just take away... whatever. And I understand it's like a necessary evil. It's like when your parents ground you or something, and you understand that you've done something wrong, but it still sucks, okay? Or when they pull the plug out of your PS1 because you've been playing too long, and you're like, no, Dad, I haven't got to a save point yet. And he's like, I don't care, and pulls it out, and you're like, no, I have to complete that mission in GTA again. And then you're forever mad. And then, actually, I was going to say, and then you look back and think that your dad was teaching you a good, valuable lesson that you would take with you for the rest of your life. No, he wasn't. He was just being mean. Because I, as a responsible parent in the future, if my child says, yes, mother, I don't know why they'd call me mother, yes, mother, I will switch off the PlayStation, because by the time that I have a child, let's hope that the PS6 is out, or maybe 7, I don't know how long it's going to take me. And then the kid's like, yeah, sorry, mother, I will come down, but I just need to get to a save point. I will respect that. But I shan't be mugged off, child, future child. If you're watching this in 2040 and you're wondering, you know, why mother has also gone like, what are you doing? I will also know how the game saves. So don't fob me off with a save point when there is auto-saving, dear child from the future, okay? I know what's going down. Also, if you're playing an online match, I will allow you to complete said match. But again, don't mug me off, child. I will know. Maybe I'll watch like side-eye. And I'll be like, should have got that shot, son. Or daughter. Or whoever. So yeah, there you go. Well, I don't know where to go now because I'm just so like... I've lost my train of thought. Oh yes, so that was the lowlight. The lowlight of the week is the not being able to potentially go out, but now finding that maybe we can go out. Anyway, it's just frustrating, and I don't know. It's sad. It sucks. I miss humanity, and what can you do? I just hope that things improve and that this actually does make a difference. Second lowlight of the week, now moving on swiftly. Also, don't forget everybody, by the time I finish this story, then put your lowlights in the week, because otherwise I just miss them and forget. Lowlight of the week also happened today, when I skipped merrily down to Costa. Costa, for those of you who don't know, is like Starbucks, but British. Sort of. I don't know, where is Costa from? It's like the Starbucks rival. For those of you who don't like Starbucks, you go to Costa. Or you go to one of those mum and grup coffee places, if you so prefer. Anyway, I had a £5 gift voucher. It was sunny out for once, it wasn't raining, and I had in my mind, I was like, at lunchtime, I am going out. And so that's what I did. Both my sisters came with me. We went down to Costa. We browsed the shops. What I must say as well, I went to the local shops and there was like a Matalan and a Wilkinson. Place was a frickin' maze. And it was almost post-apocalyptic or even just pre-existing apocalyptic. Because they like started putting things in between the aisles to like barricade them so that you couldn't go through. I mean, it's a great idea, but at the same time, I was also like, my God, I do feel like I'm in like a Resident Evil or something because your character just can't step over a barrel because the game doesn't want you to go that way. So they put like a couple of chairs, and so I'm just walking around this maze. I see my sister over there, and I'm like, I'm coming. I just don't know how to get to you. So then we're ducking and we're weaving. And Bethany, you were at Costa, but were you at the Erith Costa? We were at the Erith Costa. Anyway, once we made it through the maze of, shopping, I was like, okay, we're going to go to Costa. We're going to grab some lunch. I've got my £5 voucher. That's why we're grabbing some lunch, because I'm a cheapskate. We get to Costa, okay? And outside, it says there's a £5... By the way, this story, whilst it agitates me, no one is at fault other than Costa signaging. I do not fault the staff. I do not fault me. I do fault, however, the signaging. So, and the world. The world is also at fault. So, I'm like, bang in. This is great. I want a £5 lunch deal because guess what? I have a £5 voucher that I was gifted. Winning! So, we go in and we look at the sandwiches on offer. So, basically, the offer is you pick a sandwich from the tiers and you can pick a drink. So, there's like a £4 tier and there's a £5 tier. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pick this fajita wrap. It's in the £5 tier, so it should be part of the lunch deal, right? So I pick it up. The others pick a sandwich. And then I go to the desk, and then we're like, I'm all happy and chipper. Now, I don't know if you've been to the shops today, but Bethany was like, yeah, we were there at about 1:15. Midwife appointment was there today. Oh, you might have seen my sister there. But we were there 1:15-ish, not for long. Anyway, there's all like plastic sheeting to, safeguard the staff. Obviously, we want to make sure all staff are safeguarded from my germs, because, I'm skipping around with them. So, got our face masks on, obviously. They've got their face masks on, obviously. Get to the counter, and I'm like, and the person goes, back to me, and both of us are none the wiser what each other has said. Now, bear in mind, we're in a coffee shop, there's like coffee going, there's people going, blah, 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 blah. Neither participant in this conversation can hear what the other is saying. So I'm like, hey, I'd like to buy these, please. And so they type it in. I'm like, I've got this voucher code thing. And they're like, great, scan it in. So I scan it, and it beeps. And then something happens, I don't know what. And the price comes up on the thing, which is £6 something or other. And I'm like, excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. I have this £5 voucher. And then... obviously, I wasn't this rude, because in real life, I'm like, I'm really sorry, and then my sister has to come in all bolshy. So, I'm like, but I have the voucher, and he's like, what? And I was like, oh, what's part of the lunch thing? What size drink do I need? And he's like, you need a small. And I was like, okay, I'll order a small, that's fine, I'm happy with a small. But Signaging could have told me. Firstly, Signaging just as a drink. It doesn't specify what drink. By the way, I got a honeycomb latte, macchiato. Don't know what macchiato means, but I was like, honeycomb in a drink, down with that. So I got that. So I don't know what the issue was. Is that not part of the lunch menu? Sign it so I can see it. All right. So that was my first. Well, now I've got my heart set on this honeycomb drink. I'm not gonna, So I was like, fine, whatevs. I can still pay and get my £5 off and just pay £1.12. Again. Now I can't hear this guy. So he brings along the co-worker who also goes to me, and I'm like, huh? And then she goes, I still can't hear a damn word she's saying. And we're just all looking at each other dumbfounded. My sister's not impressed either. And I'm just like, okay, I'll just pay for it. It's fine. I don't care. I'll just pay. I pay for the thing. And then I'm kind of just still like, so do I still have this £5 on this thing? And he was like, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, no, it's a no club card. No, it's a voucher. And he was like, oh, that's something different. Do you want a refund? And I'm like, oh, it's too late now. He'd printed the receipt. My Barclays app, which is very prompt, has already told me you've spent money, Lucy. What a catastrophe. And then I go and collect my items, and I pick it up, and she's like, and I'm like, what? It was my sister's sandwich. And I was like, so by the time I got my fajita wrap, it was already 1:15, and I needed to get back to work because I had a meeting. So I had to just love them and leave them. I had to go, bye guys, you can enjoy your Costa sitting in, and I'll go home. And so I did go home. But the coffee was very nice, I will admit. And it's like a wild trip coffee. I was sweating like crazy, because that's the thing about coffee. This is the trap. I like coffee, but coffee doesn't like me. Woo! It makes me feel really hot, and it's like a weird sort of like, you feel good but agitated at the same time. I can't quite bear it. It's like two opposing forces, like Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior, the irresistible object meeting the what does JR say? Or is it Vince McMahon? It's the immovable object versus the irresistible force. That's it. And they're both like colliding with each other, and I'm just like stuck in the middle. And then I had my meeting, and it was like the world's shortest meeting. And I was like, is that it? I have so much energy to give. I have so much to give. And they're like, yeah, that's the end of the meeting. And I was like, oh, okay. Guess I'll go back to silence. So yeah, that's my low light of the week at 20 minutes past 8 when our guest is coming at 8:30. So everybody put your low light in the week down, and I shall read it out. Low light of the week by Red Villager is that they bought 3 cereal boxes of Kellogg's competition and later found out that it was the wrong particular boxes. That is sad. Now, I had the OG of cereal this week. We had Crunchy Nut cereal. Now that, great milk. When you get to the end, the milk, we're drinking that. I don't always drink the milk, but I will make an effort for chocolate and honey. Second, that crumb day is like a big payday. That crumb day is like freaking Christmas bonus. So I'm looking forward to crumb day. It was WrestleMania 3 Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. Cool. Good that somebody has fact-fanned me. What else is people saying? That's when you pull the mask down and talk 6 inches into his face. Like, yeah. You type out your order on your phone. That's what I did. That is a great idea, Ducky. Next time I'm going to do that, because I still need to go back to use this £5, because, by God, if I want anything, I want free food and drink. Chocolate shreddies are the most underrated cereal, and I stand by that. What an interesting stance to take in the cereal community. You shall be placed in history. What else are people saying? Trying to platinum Mafia 2. Good work, nice. Good luck, I hope that goes well. Any more? Coffee doesn't really like me. Yeah, I agree with that. Right, people are now just talking about cereal. What's your top 5 cereal? Crunchy Nut. Honey Cheerios. Again, Matilda eats them, so that's banging. Well, chocolate cornflakes, if they still bloody existed. Frosties are a strong choice. Oh, and those chocolate Weetabix with the little things. They're naughty, but good. Right, so should we go on to highlight of the week? So we've got 10 minutes because our guest was very, very specific. The guest said, I will be on the show at past, and this guest gets their way whenever they want it. So, highlight of the week. Well, first of all, everybody, if you didn't see, I was invited on a podcast last week / this week. It was the Always Sideways podcast. It was my first ever podcasting experience that I hadn't just pretend that I do myself. It was like a real legitimate thing. So if you are that way inclined, you can always check out the podcast. It is called Is it Always? No, it's Almost Sideways. Maybe I should type this in and show you guys on the interwebs. Where's my internet gone? Right, here we go. It's Almost Sideways. I will podcast. Like, this was really mad when the person Adam, who does the podcast, sent it to me. Open on Spotify, and I saw my name on the thing, and I was like, "Who?" Here we go. I've got a new episode up now. There I am! My God, daily notes presented by Almost Sideways. I was like, this is mental. I talk about a lot of rubbish. You've probably heard it all before, but still check it out. Give it a listen if you want to hear more of my voice drone on about stuff. Is it playing now? No, it's not. So that was really cool. Thank you for having me on the show. I very much enjoyed my time talking to Adam, and it was good. So that was fun. Let's go back to our regularly scheduled programming. Then there was the French Open. Now, I am partial to a little bit of tennis. I used to be a bit more into it than I am now. But my favourite wrestler, my favourite tennis player is Rafael Nadal. Mainly because my grandma says I look like him, or looked, when I was a little child. So I've always been since then, following his career, wanting him to win. I think he is the best tennis player of all time. Come at me, Roger Federer fans. I will not take any of this nonsense, because I have facts. So this weekend, for those of you unaware, it was the French Open. That is Rafa's most preferred and best surface. He is the king of clay, and it was very nerve-wracking because he had to face Novak Djokovic, who is world #1 at the moment in the ranks of tennis, in the final, and he has not beaten Djokovic in a final at the French Open. I think the last time they faced at the French Open, it was a semi-final, and Rafa went out, which was, oh no. So it was a bit like, what's going to happen this time? That's like a big clash of the titans as well. Talk about Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. We're not quite there, because that's more Rafa versus Roger, but it was a big clash. I don't think they faced in a final for quite some time. And if Rafa wins, he would get 20 Grand Slams, which would equal Roger Federer's title, which he did, and he won. It was very, it was good to watch, because the problem I have with sport is that it's like when you invest time in it, it's very long, okay? So a tennis match can go on quite some time, and I feel like when the person you want to win wins, it feels like time well spent, but when the person you want to win loses, it feels much more like heartbreaking, because you're like, oh, I spent 3 hours to watch him lose, and then you feel really bad about it, or sad, whereas I could have just not watched and looked it up online, and it wouldn't have hit me so hard, because I'm like, oh, okay, well, at least I didn't watch it. So that made me happy, and now he's equal Roger Federer. The next French Open will be next June, so there is hope that he could surpass Roger Federer in the Grand Slam. Also, he's won 13 French Open titles, which is massive. Novak is the best, but Rafa is the king of clay. I'm glad that somebody else enjoys a bit of tennis, because now I was just I can see I was just talking about toast and cereal, but I wanted to talk about tennis. Sorry. So yeah, I'd also like to say to any Roger Federer fans, has he won a gold medal? I'll leave you with that, because the answer is no. So there we go. There's me just throwing some shade out there. But biggest highlight of the week is that at the weekend I went and saw some of my friends from the PlayStation office, and I hadn't seen some of those guys since lockdown begun, and we went to our favourite food place, which is called Dishoom. It's an Indian restaurant, little on the pricey side, but it's so worth it. It is so good. So I took my little ass to London, and we hung out and we ate some good food, and then we did a hell of a lot of walking, because that's what happens in the world of 2020. But it was nice to see those guys again, and to see them in the flesh, and just talk and hang out. And the only annoying thing was that because I live so far away, I had to leave early to get back in time for not the curfew to happen, but also get back to my house. So that was sad, but that's the way it is when you live quite far out from London. But yeah, Dishoom, we just ate lots of food, which is always a win. So what's everyone else's highlights of the week? What did you eat at the Indian restaurant? Okay, so I don't do the ordering, okay? Fran is the master. She will look at the menu, and she'll be like, boom, 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 and we get lots of things, and we share it. So we had, the Ruby Murray, which is a chicken masala curry, I think. That It's so good. My favourite as well is the cheesy naan bread. Oh my god, I could eat that all day, every day, and twice on Sundays. And I did eat too. We get the dal, I think, and then there's I did take a picture of it actually for my sister, but I just didn't put it in. What was the other thing? I think we got the special, which was like a lamb dish thing. We got the chili chicken spice stuff and some samosas. It was like proper good thing. Red Village is saying, I thought you lived in London. I live actually technically on the outskirts of London, so I do have to. It's like a 45-minute train journey into London. So I'm actually in the gardens of London. It's also known as Kent. Now people are talking about Dexter. So what's everyone else's highlights? So I guess I thought Dexter ended. I never watched it. Or sorry for the dead air, because I'm just reading the chat and taking a drink. Oh, Sarah saying that she came top in her in the class at the drama assessment. Congratulations. Oh, Dexter's coming back. I mean, I was talking to Manish about this, and he was saying that it ended quite annoyingly or not satisfactory. So there we go. Right, whilst because I realised that toast or bread, toast definitely. Now, big toast question: are you category A, which is you make your toast, you pull that out of the toaster and you butter it, eat it, melty butter, or do you pull your toast out of the toaster, leave it to dry, and then put the butter on, so you've got like cold toast with butter on? Which person are you? I'm melty butter. I'm team melty butter all the way. That's the point of toast. Alright? I don't want to be like chomping that dry toast. Anyways, let's go on to clip of the week, which comes by way of my trip to London and my it's kind of like, you know how at the top of the show we do what am I drinking? Now we got lots of now we're just getting it. Lots of category A, melty butter all the way. Bethany's saying melty. Who likes cold toast? There is someone I know that does like cold toast, and I looked at him frowningly. I didn't even know category B existed. They do. They do. They are out there. You may find such individual in the universe. Soggy toast, yuck. See, some people like it. So, got a lot of category A saying melty butter. Brilliant. It's like that Dr. Zeus sketch where there's like the two camps. Some of them that butter their bread upways and some of them that butter their bread downways. And then they come and they have like a big fight, but then they realise that they can both live in harmony. What a great moral story that is for the world. Right, clip of the week time, which is what was I drinking on Sunday? The answer is my first taste of bubble tea. Yes, I've never had bubble tea before. It's the weird drink with the bubbles in the bottom. I don't know. They were getting it and I was like, why not? So Manish El Presidente also was filming. So let's head it over to clip of the week. Clip of the week. Clip of the week. Hello, we are at lockdown day something or other. I'll insert the number. I'm in the grand place of London. We've gone to London, everybody. This is what it looks like. It's a bit of a dump. This is not the greatest of
Scottish accent.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. We're sort of in a faraway place. But what we have done in London is we had Dishu, very good, with some great people, great pang. And now I've purchased bubble tea. What bubble tea is, I don't know. I stood there for a while discussing what I should have. So what I have to do is I have to stir it, apparently. I don't know, I feel like I'm just going to drink milk, which is slightly weird.
Do you want to give it... Oh, have you stirred it enough?
Yeah, I'm stirring it now. So do you want to have a look at it? So it's a strawberry one. I'm guessing that's strawberry at the bottom. Alright, you ready for the big tasting? I've got to get all my hair out of my face.
Once you kind of let it, okay.
Good?
What things taste like the...
Bubbles.
It's more like jelly beans.
Yeah, no, it is.
I feel like I'm eating the Fall Guys.
Yeah, I get that.
But it is strawberry milk.
Yeah.
And I think I like it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Would you like this for the whole thing?
There's too many Fall Guys in there.
Where did the Fall Guys go when Fall Guys fall?
Yeah.
They end up at the bottom of your
That's
bubble
what that
tea.
pink slime is in the, the slime climb.
I rate this a Milky Way out of Galaxy.
Oh my god. I mean, you can't.
Right, should we end it on that note? Wow.
So yes, it was an interesting experience. Now, for those of you wondering who is in the video, on the camera, Manish, and to the side of the camera was Rue, who I've mentioned a couple of times in previous episodes. So shout out to you guys, and Rahana and Fran, who was also there. And I was like, is there anybody else there? My brain is frantically thinking that there was nobody else there. So there we go. That was my experience drinking. Well, someone's saying it's boba tea. So let me get my facts right there. So yeah. Oh, well, someone is commenting on my shoe. I was so happy to wear those shoes, by the way, because I bought those shoes, and then I never got really the chance to wear them that much, and I haven't worn them in 7 months. So I was like, you know what? Putting on my new jacket and my favourite shoes, and I was going to go out. So that's what I did. So thank you very much. Oh, well, thanks everyone. My sister will take the credit for making me buy that jacket because I had a very old, sort of decrepit one. Where can you get the Streets of Rage hoodie? I believe it might be on Insert Coin. You might want to fact check that. I'm not 100% sure, but we can always ask Rue, and I will get back to you. But I think it was an Insert Coins tee. Right. So, thank you, Micah. Sorry, that's very kind of you. Right, so now our special guest is going to be on the show presently. I think they might be getting ready outside in the wings. So they sent this clip in for their own, segment on the show. And I just want to check before I play the clip that they are there. Is the guest ready? We shall see. I don't know. Maybe I have to do the secret tap. How did you beat Uncharted 3 level chapter 12 on Brutal? Chapter 12 is the one where you are... Oh my god, that's the at sea chapter, isn't it? Yes, it is. That was the hardest chapter in the whole game, with pure luck and determination, and taking it very, very slowly. I do have there is a video clip about it on my YouTube channel somewhere, but that is a really hard level. I don't know where the guest is, so I'm just going to fill for time. You can't... Is the guest my sister? You'll have to wait and see. It's not too far off the mark. Wait. Tasha, are you ready? Oh, okay, right. So we're going to play the clip, and the guest shall be here when the clip is done. So everybody, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the first episode of The Lunar Log.
How's it going, Luna?
It's Luna of the Lunar Logs fame, sporting her coat, which I think makes her look a little bit like Dracula.
Let's put the camera down a little bit.
We have to put the camera down a bit. Luna, welcome to the show. Oh. I know everyone is. Now they say that dogs help lower your blood pressure, so you need to stroke a dog a day to keep the high blood pressure tablets away. Luna, look at you! She's looking at herself in the thing. It's really cute, actually. Or is she just looking at the treats that I put behind the camera, perhaps? Luna, everyone's saying hello. Let's just put this down a bit so that you can be part of the shot. Luna's looking at so Luna, give me a paw. Oh, well done, Luna. Aw, you're a good doggy, aren't you, Luna? So, Luna, tell me, like we're on this morning, I'll be Holly Willoughby. Oh, stay, Luna, stay. Oh, the chair is moving. Don't worry, Luna, sit.
It's okay.
It's okay, Luna. It's okay. I'll give you a treat.
Luna.
That's okay, Luna. She likes these banana cookies things, which I did read the packaging, and they only 8% banana and peanut butter. Anyway, have a treat. So, modelling the latest look in fashion, it's Luna with her vampire-esque coat that she has now been gifted for her birthday. Very early birthday gift, because her birthday is the 5th of November. So, yeah, I know, a dog that was born on firework day. It's not very fair, is it? Who wants to be born on firework night? But Luna is, and she is a very good guess. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised that she's being very well behaved. So we also have here in Pet's Corner. All right, thank you, Luna.
Sarah, and I actually said Sarah last time, Sarah wants to see the tortoise.
Okay, so here we go, the other addition of our family.
So this is my tortoise.
It's called Squishy, right?
Yeah, Squish.
Or Squish, for short.
And he's about 1.5 years old. So yeah, so Sarah, who said she wanted to see the tortoise, this is the tortoise. And Luna is not very fond.
No, poor
of
Luna.
The tortoise.
Aww, it's okay. So yeah, these are our pets here at the Reed household.
Dun.
Oh, and the people asking what the music is. The music is Spot the Dog. I was wondering if anyone would know. It's Spot lovely spot. Da 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 da. This is content. So people are saying hello to Squish and hello to Luna.
You get a nice close up. Does your camera focus?
It does, but obviously it's looking at Luna, the star guest. Luna did book this time on the show, by the way. She got her camera crew out. So thank you so much for coming on the show, Luna and Squish, and for being the animal handler, Tasha. I will let you all get back to your day. Luna, do you want one more cookie for being a good dog? You're a good doggy. Let's see if you do my favourite.
So please don't squash Squish.
No, that's the only thing.
No,
right, if I put my
never squash Squishy.
Wait, Luna, look here. Say, Luna, Luna, kiss. Luna, kiss. There we go. Good girl.
Come on, Luna.
Right, off you go. Thank you so much. Don't destroy the place. Thank you. I'll catch you all next time. Is Luna a whippet? Luna is a border collie times Australian kelpie. Sorry, I'm just putting my camera back after going to dog view. Petting it down with Lucy. Luna is going to be 4 on the 5th of November. So these were the treats. They are Wags. Other dog treats are available. Now they're peanut butter and banana. Now I was thinking about eating one until I read the ingredients. Because I was like, what could be wrong with peanut butter and bananas? But then I discovered that the actual composition actually says composition here is made of wheat chicken meal, glycerin chicken fat, peanut butter 4%, banana 4%. So I'm like, nah. I'm not, can't say do it, maybe just a nibble. I don't know if I want to be quite honest. Because, I mean, banana and peanut butter, peanut butter and banana, and the fact that it's a cookie, is great. It sounds like a good thing. But I don't think it's a good thing, everybody. It sounds like lies to the dog community. So maybe at the end of the show. Because if it all goes horrible, then that will be gross and I won't be able to speak. So I hope you all enjoyed that segment. And it was a Spot the Dog song. I liked that song, by the way. Right. Let's get into you. Into you? That's weird. That's a weird transition. We'll do it at the end of the show, and then I can log off and, regret my life. Right, so, big news is, of course, the PlayStation UI, just to get back to your regularly scheduled programming, which is Lucy Talks Video Games. So, let's go, come with me now on a magical adventure through a world of time and space. The mighty... Oh, God, I've got all dog hairs everywhere now. Dog. I don't know why I say dog like that. Right, if I go to my screen capture and go... That's not what we want, that was... Let's take a look-see. Now, I did do my homework before the show, so I am familiar with what Sid said. What did Sid say? Now, this is very... straight off the bat, looking at this, I'm like... very reminiscent of the PS3 times, the mean and muddy sort of look, and especially with all the spores, as I am now going to call them. So I'm a fan. Or maybe I should as well move this here so I can see the chat. I don't know what this does for you guys. If that, I haven't seen this. I shall watch it with you. Now, we're not going to watch the whole thing, unfortunately, Senior. We're kind of skim through it, and you're not going to be able to hear it either because I switched off the audio. I put it on mute. Also, lots of people haven't seen this. Okay, for those of you that are uninitiated, this came out today. I got the message from Chris. Am I making sure I'm talking? I am talking. Thank the Lords for that. Right, so... Oh no, Sid's saying some things. So here we go. This is the first look. We get to see our people. Great. I love that, and that's looking good. It's also 4:30 in the afternoon. Great stuff. I love knowing the time. No, this is for the PS5. This is the PS5 UI. So we've got this card view that Sid is talking about, whilst your game is playing in the background, which I think is super cool. It's very, I was going to say very futuristic, but I suppose it is, I suppose. It sounds a little dramatic. But I like how you can just have your stuff going on in the background. It's not a whole new menu. You can still see, what's going on. I also like as well, it's also got a PS3 vibe to me with, the cross-media bar, which I don't know what the PS4 one was called. It was, the main menu. He's now looking at other people playing games and stuff, and look, you can go through all these bits. This is kind of like the PS sub, the side menu when you press the PS button and the side menu comes up. Now it's like a bottom menu which overlays your gameplay, and as you can see, the game is still playing in the background. So let's skim through a bit. I do like the design of these cards. I think it's nice. I like. Oh, something's happening here. So you can see what else is going on. He's playing Sackboy. Oh, this is a cool bit. Let's go. skim through. So he's showing here that some of the games, and I'm going to assume that all the first-party games, just because why would they not do this? You can look at your objectives, and like you can see progress, and it's sort of telling him the amount of time it might take him to get said progress, which I think is really cool, and I can see it being used for a lot of like trophy stuff, even within like, you know, look, now he's just jumped straight to the bit in the game to help him get that. Now, I'm not sure if these progress things are linked to trophies or not, or if it's just arbitrary objectives that have been put into the game. I don't know. But it's cool regardless. So they're all like, you know, hints and stuff. I think if we scrub along, scrub. Yes, I think this is what's happening is here he's now looking at like a hint or a tip for how to get this objective done. And I really like how you can see it picture in picture kind of thing. Like beforehand, you would painstakingly have to get your phone up or your laptop up. But now it's like, no, we want you to be able to do the whole thing on the screen. And I'm very much for it, because one thing I hate doing, everybody, is picking up my phone, because it's a real addiction. You know, I pick up my phone, all of a sudden, you know, Grandma's texting me, and she's going, "Dear Lucy," because she writes texts like it's a letter from the 1900s, which is, like, very sweet of her. And then she puts, like, "sent with balloons," because she's on an iPhone and has no idea what "sent with balloons" is. So, you know, I've got to, you know, text dear old Grandma back. And then all of a sudden, you know, Twitter pops up, because Twitter likes to inform you when someone's tweeted. I'm getting distracted, and I'm now being pulled away from the game. Here, it's all happening within, look, now they're starting a party chat and a voice chat, which is very cool. Someone likes my grandma, which I think this is all very cool. What I like about this is it's what they're showing in this video, and I commend you, is that the word? To watch this in your own time afterwards, because, you know, this is just a summary, is they're doing a lot of new things which we wouldn't have necessarily, like, what's happening here is things I wouldn't have necessarily asked for, but seeing them, I'm like, oh, this is really good. This is a really cool, like, quality of life change. Like, for instance, now this is something that I'm really, like, interested in. And I think, hopefully, they could maybe step it up a bit. I have an idea. PlayStation, if you're listening, pitching it. I'm pitching it to you. So what's going to happen here is Russ Waters wants to share his screen like we do in 2020. It's all about sharing your screen with other people, with fellow humanity. So he's now sharing a screen of the game he's playing. So this is like an advancement to share play. But instead of having to like stop what you're playing and solely sit there, you can now watch it in the corner of your screen and continue playing your own game, which I think is really cool, because that way you can both play games, you can have a chat, which is something that I do quite regularly now on the PSN. You know, in coronavirus times, me and one of my friends, we like to have a good old chin wag while just playing two separate games. But it would be cool to be able to keep an eye on what he's playing in the background. Now, this is what I would like to see. I would like there to be an option where I can watch someone play the game, but also have, if we've got a camera, like the PlayStation camera, I want to be able to like see their face and them to see my face, almost like, you know, our own private sort of Let's Play thing. Because, I don't know, I just have this idea, like, what if I wanted to, like, Bethany, for instance, she played Uncharted 2 for the first time last year, or the beginning of this year, and I was like, oh, cool, I'd love to watch you play Uncharted 2. So she screen shared it with me, or share played it with me. But wouldn't it be cool if I could watch Bethany play Uncharted 2 for the first time and also see her reactions, almost as if we were sitting in the same room, and she can also see my reactions. So it's like being on a Zoom call, but also playing a video game. That's what I would love that, because that would be so cool. I don't know if anyone else agrees, but as you can see here, now he's moved on because his friend, who is like a hardcore online gamer, now wants to play Destruction All Stars. So he's jumped into this game from the other game. It's all very seamless and quick, and now he's enjoying a bit of that. I've not really seen much about this game, to be honest, but I would sign a petition for that idea. Yes, all right, cool. Well, I'm glad that other people think that's something that they would enjoy, like almost as if how we're doing here, because I've got my picture in the corner here and we're watching this video. So I just think that would be a great way of, you know, playing games with other people. Look, we've got the share, or the create button as it's now called, doing its thing. Love the create button, as it really, like, you know, helped me out in, like, starting this whole YouTube stuff, to be honest. So I'm glad to see that that's still a thing. A thing? Terrible. So now, hang on, I've gone a little fast. So he's going to go back to the main PS5 menu now, which is looking cool, but I do have one small gripe with it. So here we are, this is the main sort of area that he's talking about. Isn't it weird? I'm sort of kind of like talking about this as if I'm Sid Schumann in a very weird way, and I've only watched this video a little bit. Also, I might have just spat on the camera. Apologies. Don't you hate that? Say it, don't spray it, Lucy. My issue about this is, why are the card icons so small? I'm blind as a bloody bat. For me, I mean, I hope maybe there's some accessibility options, because I think there's a lot of dead space happening here. Like, I understand they want space for this information, but this information isn't really taking up the full length of the screen. Alright? These cards are beautifully sized, but for me, with my old, decrepit eyesight, I'm like, what's that there? You want to play Destruction All-Stars? Oh, like, the bigger the better, in my... No, see, even here, there's a lot of space being wasted. Now, maybe it's because other things might have more things to say. I don't know. But also, this looks very reminiscent of the PS4 menus that we love, you know, right now. But I just want bigger. And it seems to be like there's more things sort of going on. It seems a lot more connected, like its own sort of, I don't know, ecosystem or something. I love this animation, by the way. The animations were amazing for whoever made them. I don't know what Sid's talking about right now, to be honest. I've forgotten. Oh, now he's talking about the store, which is now sort of integrated or something. Don't know what that means. Heather C has pointed out a great point. She can't see where trophies are on the UI. I wonder where they are. That's a good point, because that's a big thing. What's under media, I wonder? Because we've got here the games, we've got Plus, we've got Now. We've got this sort of ... sort of thing, which I'm imagining is share play. We've got the capture gallery, and then we've got more games. Maybe it's under media, perhaps. Oh, hang on, is it at the bottom? It's not even at the bottom here. There's home, there's the bell, there's the music. Interesting. I don't know. That is a fair question. That's PlayStation trophy gamers demand, where are the trophies? That's all to be revealed. Sid, make us... Do you know what Sid's doing? Hopefully. He's going to make us a trophy-orientated video so that we can see all about that. Oh, all under profile, saying Flint. Very good. It probably is under there, to be fair. Now, this is cool, what Shu is now saying. Sid Schumann. Shuei Yoshida. He is now speaking into his... I'm now speaking into my DualShock or DualSense and telling it what to say. I'm now telling the computer exactly what it can do with a lifetime supply of chocolates. That's what's happening. And now he sent his friend a message that he didn't even have to painstakingly type out. Wow, isn't the future just for lazy people? And it's wonderful. I fully embrace it. And now he's going to turn off his PS5 and put it into rest mode, which I never ever do. Putting your PlayStation 5 into rest mode and destroying the environment. Very much against environmental destruction. So, that's the main things that I wanted to touch on. I think this looks cool. I like how it's a continuation from, you know, what we know and love, but stepped up with some new ideas that I think will be really beneficial to us. Like, I really do enjoy this, like, screen-in-screen thing. And I hope that it could be... Do you know what? I know that Xbox kind of already do something like this where you can watch television on one side or whatever. I mean, that would be cool if you could, like, get up a YouTube video. That's because... Oh! Now imagine this, trophy hunters. One of the things that I hate when trophy hunting is having to get up a YouTube video on my laptop and then look at it and you're sort of going between the two. What if you could do this? What if you could get up a Pyroprox, whatever they're called, YouTube video with all your collectibles and you could just walk through the game with it next to you, beautiful. That would be the quality of life stuff us trophy hunters need. Although, to be fair, I'm more of a text guide person anyway. I prefer reading a text guide of collectibles rather than watching a video, but each to their own. So, what does everybody else think of the PlayStation UI? Are you a fan? Are there things that are missing? What's your favourite thing out of the things? Look, here we go. There's a bit of progress here, so you can see that he's earned 1 trophy for Sackboy. Maybe the trophies are, like, they must be under your profile, but it seems like they've sort of incorporated them in the actual game bit itself. Let me know what you think, everybody. So, but it would be a pain to pause the video, says Callum. True. Right, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Here we go. Let's go back. I'll take a sip of water. That would be awesome feature for getting all the collectibles in The Last of Us, says Heather. I love it, but I think it'd look better on release with the dead space will be filled. Okay, that's good. It's it's Power Prax. I don't know. I have a very classic case of reading incorrectly, pronunciating things. I sort of see an amalgamation of letters and just go blah 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 and just make it up. The ... is for remote play, I believe. Ah, thank you, Daniel. What's my favourite new feature? I like the picture, like being able to like chat to a friend and seeing their own thing. That sounds cool. And the fact that they were playing Lost Legacy. Now imagining that. Oh, one thing he did say is you could do party chat from PS4 to PS5, which I was like, yes. It's Power Picks. Oh, that's how you say it. Thank you, thank you. They need to make the actual game icons bigger and the information smaller, says Joe. Nice. Hopefully the icons will be resized. I'm nearsighted and it sucks that I can't see what's on the screen. Agreed. Now, what I have on my PS4 is I went to the accessibility options and I bumped up the font to bold. So it's weird when I see other people's and I'm like, oh god, your font isn't... Because I've become used to it, but I'm all about being able to see. Very vital in life, if you can. And I remember one time I went to the opticians and I was like, but I still can't see. And the guy was like, I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, but how do I know what everybody else can see? And he was a bit dumbfounded by that. And I was like, but I thought seeing was about seeing everything. Apparently it's not. How should I know? I've been rapidly losing my eyesight since the age of 13. Will I buy a PS5? I got my PS5 ordered or on its way in the future. Yes, it is nice to see. Yes, Brian as well from PS Trophies is my favourite. I do like Brian, but I also kind of like I like how Power Picks, there's no talking, because I'm not there for the talking if I'm looking at a collectible guide. The information is in the video. I don't need it. I don't even listen to it with the sound on. Seeing is believing, they say. Agreed. So get thicker glasses. And Lucy tricked the optician. Right, let's see what other people are saying. Automatic live streams. This sounds good. I think people are pretty much on board. So yes, if you haven't seen that video, check it out. What else? I'm going to now move on to the other thing that I really want to talk about before the show ends, and that is what have I been playing? Because boys and girls, I have been playing a doozy of a game. All right. Now I don't know when I said this, but I really wanted to try out the game that was on PS Plus this month, Vampyr. And, I have been enjoying it much as it gets me out of bed in the morning. The thought of, there you go, Bethany, you can watch a Ludi walkthrough whilst playing. Nice cheap plug, Bethany, I enjoy that greatly. So, I downloaded Vampyr because I was kind of in the mood, I wanted something story-driven. I didn't want to, have to play something, because I tried Crash Bandicoot 4. I wasn't feeling it, alright? It was too much this and not enough this. And I'm kind of in the mood for this and not this. So, boot up Vampyr. Now, the tutorial didn't hook me. It was a bit more like... A lot of people say about the game that they think it's really good, but the combat is, the weakest part of it, which I kind of agree, but once you get into it, it's fine. I actually quite enjoy the combat now. But it starts off with, this sort of sequence that is trying to teach you the combat first. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm not feeling this. But once I got out of the tutorial and we got into the main meat and bones, or should I say, blood and bones, then the real game begun. And I was like, whoo, I'm in for this ride. So, for those of you who don't know, brief synopsis of the game. I played probably about maybe 5 or 6 hours, maybe more of it actually. I couldn't tell you. But you are this guy, Jonathan Reed, also the same surname as me. Maybe we're related. Maybe he's my past ancestor. Maybe I'm descendant of a vampire. Or maybe he's just a video game character who shares a similar surname. Who knows? So, you're this doctor guy. He's been bitten by a vampire and now has become a vampire. Something I never really understood about vampire lore. How come sometimes vampires can bite people and it kills them, and other times people bite them and they turn into vampires? What's going on? What's the transaction here? I don't understand. Anyway, you wake up, you're now a vampire, but you're also a doctor. So it's kind of like, they're like, doctor! And you're like, yes. But of course, you're around people. Now, one of the nurses needs to literally clean up her act, because she's walking around in blood-stained clothes, blood-stained hands, and I'm like, it's not a good look. And especially, my vampire, I'm like sniffing that, and like, that's not helping. So part of the dilemma is, okay, right, if you bite them as a bat, then the victim becomes a vampire. You have to drink the blood of a vampire before you die to become a vampire. Vampire lore is fascinating, is it not? I think Luna looks like a vampire in her coat that she modelled earlier. Anyways, so, now you're like this doctor. You're walking around the hospital, you're walking around Whitechapel or wherever, and you got to help the people out. You talk to people, and that's my favourite part of this game. It's the talking to people. You're finding out what's wrong with them, you want to help them, but you've also got to satisfy your thirst for blood, which is my favourite bit, because, I was just wanted to, eat people, but then so basically, this is how I play the game. I'm walking around and I'm looking for victims, okay? Because if there's anything I want to do, I really want to just bite somebody. So I go and talk to someone and they're like, hello, doctor. And I'm like, hello, because I have a very deep, sexy voice and a sexy coat. But then, my character, Jonathan Reed, he's like, he's pretty good. And, all you gotta do is put someone in a sexy coat, and I'm like, yeah. But I forget, when I turn the camera around, in my mind, he's this Adonis, he's this vampire, like, but I turn the camera around, and he's like, and I'm like, oh dear, you look very sick. How does nobody else notice that this man looks so sick? Because I spend the whole game looking at his back, and then when I turn it around, he's like got these like white eyes that are like, and he looks clearly not well. And I'm like, well, I'm sure if you scrubbed up and got this whole vampire thing clean, you would be on point. But you know, each their own. Some people like vampires. So anyway, I'm walking around this hospital, and I'm looking for my next victim, because I just really want to bite somebody, because that's the point of the game. So, as I was saying, I go, hello, how can I help you in the hospital today? Oh, hello, doctor. I'm here because I've hurt my leg, and my wife, she's put me into hospital because I can't fend for my family. And you're like, interesting. So I'm going around, you know, getting my human menu, so to speak. You know, I'm looking at the potential. It's a buffet. This hospital is literally a buffet. It's all you can eat / all you can drink. But I'm like, everybody's got this heart-wrenching story. So I look at someone and I'm like, I'm gonna eat you. And then they're like, oh, but doctor, I've also lost my my mum and my dad to the war, and there's like a pandemic, and my dog's sick. And I'm like, well, I can't eat you now because you've got a sick dog and you've lost your mum and dad. So I cross you off the menu. And I look for other people, and I hunt around. Now, the other thing is that all these people are connected to each other. So when you go to sleep at night, well, or in morning, the world updates. So I'm a bit worried about, because now I have to think about who I'm going to eat strategically. Because god damn it, I'm the world's worst vampire. I just really want to bite somebody, but everybody has like a life, and I feel terribly guilty. But my thirst for blood is there, and I really want to satisfy it at some point. So I also want to make sure that whoever I do bite, the person that they're connected to is not going to suddenly go, well, what happened to Benjamin? I was there. He was with me the other day, and now he's gone. And I'm like, well, you may find Benjamin's body in the sewer. No, I can't do that. So I have my eyes on somebody, okay? So I've got some potential, you know. I've come to the restaurant, I've sat down, the napkin's on my lap, the nurse has sort of told me what's on the menu, she's told me what the special is, and I'm like, this is good. But now I'm browsing, okay, and there's a lot to choose from. And some of them, oh, that's the other thing, some people give you more blood than others, okay? So that's the other thing, you're like, oof, now, I could bite this person, but it's like a McDonald's. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a sirloin steak, madam. So I'm looking around for my sirloin steak. Now, some people are also sick. So this is the other thing. So there's some people that are like, oh, doctor, I've got a bit of a cold. And you're like, don't worry, I'll help you. So I can now make some medicine and cure them back to health, and then they're ripe for... So I'm basically cooking them. In this analogy of food, I'm now... I found the meal that I want. Oh, it's a little bit like eating a lobster, which is kind of sad. So I've picked out my human lobster. I've salt and peppered them by curing them. And now I'm like... You're ready for the tasting. But I've still yet to eat anybody. But I do have my eyes on this one guy. He's got no family or friends that I can tell, okay? And he's very nutritious and delicious, okay? He's got some big XP. He's not even sick, okay? So I'm like, you look tasty. Now, his one person that he's friends with is this girl, but she's a mute. So who is she gonna tell if I eat him? Only problem with this guy is that he's a little bit too high of a level for me to eat yet, because you've got to like do your vampire senses on them. So I need to level up my vampire senses so that I can lure him away and eat him. So he's a potential, everybody. And now the only thing that I'm worried about is what if this girl is not really a mute and she does speak up, and I'm like, oh shit. Now, do you know what the other thing about this is I have this thirst to eat so badly, it's almost, I know I'm going to regret it though, because I know as soon as I do it, I'm going to feel instantly guilty. It's like when you see that chocolate cake in the fridge or whatever, and you're like, this looks really good. And it's the thought of eating it is just it's so hard to resist the temptation. So you grab it and you shove it in your mouth, and then you feel like extremely guilty and you wish you didn't do it. I know that is going to happen to me. I'm going to eat somebody and I'm going to instantly regret it, but feel really happy at the same time. But then be like, oh no, because it's all going to go terribly wrong. But I just want to bite somebody really badly because I just want to know what's going to happen. So I'm going to pick my victims carefully. I'm still looking at you, guy, with your mute friend. Because now you know what's going to have to do. If it all goes out of control and the mute girl speaks, I'm going to have to bite her too. Going to have to get rid of all the evidence and then be like, yes. And people are like, doctor, why don't you do surgery anymore? And I'm like, surgery's a little bit of a problem for me. Also, as a doctor, you're a blood fusionist, which is also another thing. So anyway, I'm very much enjoying the game, going through, trying to decide, you know, I'm helping people as well. I like that I worked out how to do the sub-quest this morning, because other people are like, yeah, doctor, I wanted to do this, but I've left this somewhere. I don't know if you can find it for me. And you're like, okay. No, I didn't mention the combat, okay, because, you know, people say it's the weakest part, but now I've got into it, because you're collecting things, and you go to your desk at night, and you can, like, you know, make medicine, you can upgrade your weapons, you can, you know, you have to evolve by sleeping, because that's the cool thing as well. You gain these experience points, but in order to be able to spend them, you have to go to bed, which of course makes the world progress. So you need to decide, is it time to sleep? And you know, update my vampireness, which is what are the consequences of eating people? Well, apparently the thing is, I don't know, because I've not done it yet, and I just like. I think so. Basically, there's like the health of the area, and if too many people get sick, then the health goes down, and it like. The other vampires in the game, I think, might, you know, run amok. So I do want a healthy city. So I do want to be a good doctor deep down, but I also want to eat somebody. I just want to know what will happen. But I need to pick my victim wisely. So yeah, that's what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the combat. So it's Lucy as a vampire. Is this bad that I've got this thirst for wanting to do this? I don't know, but this game has engrossed me. So the combat is very much like you put some things, you fight some people, you know. That's how combat goes. Now, the other thing I very much enjoy, which I found out as well, so during the talking with people, you find hints about the other people, and then you can go and ask them these questions. Now, you can do this mesmerize thing as a vampire, so you can go full on Cole Phelps on them. Does everyone remember good old Cole Phelps from LA Noire, who would, you know, you'd sit down to interview someone, you'd be like, sir, I saw you were at the restaurant, and they're like, yeah, I was at the restaurant, but, and then you're like, lies! I know you weren't somewhere else, and then the guy's like, that's when you press doubt. Cole Phelps just, you know, gets all flustered, and then he's like, and the person's like, no, I wasn't there at all, and then you sit back down and go, oh, okay, well said, and then you look like you got egg on your face. So, much kind of like the same as this. When you get a hint on somebody, you can do this mesmerizing thing. And so, for instance, and my favourite bit, so you're a very well-to-do doctor. You're like, hello, madam, how are you today? Oh, doctor, I'm feeling a little under the weather, but I think I'll be all right if I just get a medicine. Now, what's come up on the screen? I can hint her, which is like, it's written in blue. So my favourite bit is when you press the hint, it goes, I know you were out last night. And you're like, whoa, chill out, dude. There's no need to get like that. But sometimes you ask the most sincere questions, like, I heard you had relations with this person. You're like, whoa, there's no need. We could just ask nicely. But I think he's doing this mesmerising. Yes, it's press X to doubt, or square if you're playing on PlayStation. So I enjoyed doing that. Now, I also discovered today, there's a bit where you have to, like, you get this one choice and you have to pick the right option. There's like 3 options that you want to say to someone. If you pick the wrong one, then you're not going to get the hint, which means that you'll be locked out of that bit of information forever, which is, that's sad. That's sad when that happens. Anyway, this game has taken over my life. As you can see, I just think about eating people, and I sit here with a menu of humanity that one day, I'll have to update you next week if I actually go through with who else. Now, Betty's asking if I'm going to stream it. Maybe I will. I do have a video that I need to release at some point, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. Now, let me know in the chat. Have you guys in play it? Are you enjoying it? Give me a bat if you are playing it. Give me a gravestone if you aren't enjoying it. Or no, bat if you've played it. Gravestone if you've yet to play it. Because I am very much enjoying myself, and it's a lot of fun, I must say, and for what it is. People are now saying yes, Halloween stream, but would it be too much of a spoiler if I start playing it halfway through? I'm wondering, because it's a very if you want to get the platinum in one playthrough, you might want to hold off eating anyone until the close of the point of no return. But Illuminated, I need to satisfy my thirst. I just want to mesmerize myself. I just want to go, come with me, and we go to a dark alley, and I'm like, and then I'm like, I've done it. And then everyone's like, oh no, Abigail's gone missing. I'm like, uh-oh, God, the crime has been done. Bethany's saying Halloween bat stream. Well, maybe then. I just don't know how what's it saying? I love vampire haunting use of the violin music. Now the music reminds me of a very scary version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, because it goes no, it does sound a bit like that, and it also sounds a little bit like The Witcher as well. Okay, so we got Terrence's bat. So Terrence has played it. Rich Gamer has not played it. I'd say it's free on PS Plus. Give it a whirl. The tutorial, as I said, little off-putting, but the main game is going around and talking to everyone, finding out the deep, dark secrets in their soul, and then maybe having a cheeky bite on the side. It's it's fun. Yes to the alley for a quick. Oh wait, I'm not going to read the rest of that because that will sound bad out of context. I haven't played, but it seems good. Yeah, it's definitely satisfied the need that I needed in my soul. Right, let's do a few quick Q&As before we wrap this shebang up. I just really wanted to talk about this game. Have I said everything on the? Really enjoyed the game. Yes, I think I've gone. Also, I played a little bit of Fall Guys Season 2. Got a crown, bought that Sonic outfit. Not enough to 100% keep me playing forever, but you know, it's an update. You know, I just need to move on. I'm very much happy that I've chosen Vampyr. Red saying, why don't you try and make money from your YouTube videos? Because I just like doing it for fun, and I feel like if I start monetizing, then I just feel a bit guilty if I don't make videos. I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind at some point, but at the moment I like just doing it because I like to do it. I've never set out to do YouTube to earn money from it, you know. I would rather like join an actual company to make YouTube videos. At the moment I just do it because, well, this is an outlet for me to just talk, to be honest. But I don't know, maybe someday, but at the moment I'm quite content with how things are right now. What's your top scary game, Lucy? I don't really play scary games, to be honest. I'm not, Until Dawn, I suppose, because it's a story-driven game. I think that might have to be it. Make money and spend it on Forrest. Aww. I'm very excited to meet Forrest. I like that we know who Forrest is. I think it's more exciting that we know him. Do you drink alcohol? Sometimes. Depends. You should have channel members. I think a lot of people join. What's a channel member? I don't know how that, I'm saying, do it, Lucy, take money. No, see, the thing is, I would feel really guilty, because I don't make videos that often, and I realise that some people do, but firstly, I have a job, so, you know, and then sometimes at the weekend, it's kind of like, I do like making videos, but sometimes, especially in lockdown, I find it hard, because my job is so similar to making videos, whereas before, it was like, I would be at work, on the computer, and then I'd come home, and then I'd be like, oh, I can be creative here, but now it's literally the same thing, so I don't know, I would feel guilty if, like, I hadn't made a video in a while and people had thrown me money. I don't know, it's too complexing. It's a bit like being a patron on YouTube. Oh, is it? Okay, cool. How did you pass the second encounter? Oh, well, I already, what is the second encounter on Uncharted 3? I think just use the tips in the video. That's like, it's such a long time since I did it. I just patience and trying. Horror is the best genre. Oh, I'm too much of a wimp, you know. I can't sleep with that kind of stuff in my mind. What is everybody? Well, everyone's just saying very kind things, to be honest, which I very much appreciate. Anyone else got any questions? Thanks, Beth. Otherwise, oh, will you be playing Little Hope? Now, Little Hope is the game made by Supermassive Games, right? Now, me and Bethany and Chris played Man of Medan. Very disappointing. So I've kind of been put off Little Hope. Maybe we'll do it. Favourite horror film? It's Halloween questions. I just don't watch horror. So I don't know what horror film. I don't even watch films. So that's the first barrier of entry is, do you watch films? No. End of quiz. It's like when you get those like ones like, what's your favourite pop star? Do you like Justin Bieber? No. Do you like Justin Timberlake? No. It's now who's your favourite Justin? Do you like any Justins? No. End of quiz. You know, it's first it's that. Right. Now, so that's pretty much. Do you watch any new TV shows? I don't watch TV that much either anymore. What did I watch recently? I finished watching series 12 of Doctor Who again. I do need to watch, was it In the Shadows? Or something, it's like the BBC Two programme with Matt Berry. I can't remember. It's something to do with vampires. Maybe I'll watch that as my thing now. You got to give Little Hope a chance. Has anyone else played it? Have you played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice? No, I haven't. It's always been something I've thought about playing. Bethany's asking to play Plasmophobia. I mean, I still need to look up what that game is, to be honest. Oh, well, I'm very glad, Dr. Eyeball, that the Lost Legacy guide helped a lot. If you could create a trophy, what would it be? What do you mean? Do you mean, like, a trophy to earn? Or a new trophy category? It's a very bizarre question that I can't answer. But I will think about it. Why don't you play on PC instead of PS4? Because I just can't, you know? I sit at this computer, not this one, but that one over there, just too long. What I like, see, I'm a simple person, okay? I understand you can get your games in Mega 400, kilobyte, whatsamajogs, 4K, blow your eyeballs out of your frickin' skull vision, and the games run quicker than Spider-Man can swing through Manhattan. I get it. PC gaming is brilliant. But what I want to do is I just want to kick back in front of the computer and just pick up a controller. Now, I know you could technically do that, but I just don't want to sit here. This, to me, is work. That is gaming. Well, so that's why. Oh, well, hello, Tobias. I'm guessing that's at Tiberius. Dream City for GTA 6. Let's go back to Vice City. Can you imagine how sweet as Vice City would look on next gen? Like, the pink horizon, driving down the beach, getting cocktails, going to the club. That's what I want. Right, let's take a couple more because I realise the show has gone on, but I just really wanted to talk about stuff. I love when it's a good show day, when there's a lot to talk about, because some days I'm like scrabbling for information, but today there was so much to talk about. What else? Graphics or frame rate? See, again, I don't really care. I just want to play the game. The thing is, graphics, I can't see for shit anyway, so it doesn't bother me. Like, I've never been able to, I'll never see in 4K. So the screen, actually, someone did say maybe I should get a 4K TV for the PS5, but I just don't really care that much. Frame rate, I'm sure that's probably important. But again, I'm not like, you know, flipping tables because Bloodborne's in 30 frames per second rather than 60, for instance. But I'm sure if I went back to Dark Souls on PS3, I'd feel it then. Who was explaining that to me recently? Oh, it was Matt that was explaining that to me recently. Can you Platinum Crash 4? I don't even know if I want to play Crash 4. I played it a bit yesterday, and I died like 174 times on this level, and I was like, I'm too old for this shit, as Sully would say. I was like, this is just blah. I'm just not in the... How bad is your eyesight exactly? It's like negative 3.25, and I've got a stigma in one of my eyes. So one of my eyes is turning into a rugby ball. And, yeah, it's just always been decreasing. I've never passed an optician's test. I always go there, and they're like, well, you need new glasses. And then that woman follows you around the shop, and she's like, what glasses are you going to pick? And I'm just like, these. She's like, these look good. And I'm like, do they, though? So I put another pair on. She's like, those look good. I'm like, put on another pair, and she's like... And I'm like, well, I don't know what to pick. And she's like, I can't really help you because all these glasses look good on you. And I was like, you would say that, madam, because you're trying to sell me. So it's not very helpful. And I hate choosing glasses. I've had these for like 2 years now. Right, let's do one more and then we are going to wrap up the show. And I don't know, I was going to end with something, but I think we're just going to end it because there's been so much that's already happened. Heather has a stigma too. Oh, your eyesight is worse than mine. You win in the eyesight wars. Right, I think that's probably going to end things today. So thank you everybody for sticking around for the show. I'm glad you're here. I hope you had a good time. Finish with a joke. God, I haven't thought about a joke in ages. Let me think of one while we cross off another day in lockdown, which is this way round. So it's another day of lockdown. Let's cross that off there. Oh, I didn't even do Wednesday, everybody. I've got to do 2 crosses. I'm behind. There we go. 2 days. Oh, yeah, dog treat. Someone. Oh, right. We're going to end with the dog treat. Fine. God, the things I do. Jeez. I'm not eating the whole thing. I'll take a nibble. I shall nibble the dog treat, but I shan't linger on it. It just doesn't smell good. Why am I doing this? God, this is where... Right, I've taken a crumb. I am saying, dude, don't. I don't want it to touch me. I'm going to eat this little... Don't do it. There's a lot of don't do it. This might make you sick. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to eat it, but I shall lick it. You know? I'm like, I'm going to lick it. Proceeds to lick it many times. Because it doesn't really taste of anything. Although, no, that's too many. That's too many. I can feel, what is it? The chicken meal and the chicken fat. Actually, there is something to it. But I wouldn't recommend it. But I can taste the peanut butter. So there we go. that's the end of the show, everybody. That's what I'm ending the show with. It's me. It's very peanut buttery, actually. Once you get into it, I wouldn't eat a whole packet though. In fact, I wouldn't eat another one because it's got a very bizarre aftertaste. So I'm going to chug some of this water. No, why would you do that? Because peer pressure. It's my weakness, everybody. If I had a top trumps card, weakness, peer pressure. So there we go. That's going to end the show. I'm now going to take a very long sip of this water to erase the taste. Bethany has disowned me. I didn't eat a whole one, Natasha. Let's not be silly now. So thank you everybody so much for being part of the show and being here tonight. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, whether it's the morning, the afternoon, the evening, or the night. Make sure you look after yourselves. Make sure you look after other people. Check in on a friend, especially if you are going into a lockdown situation. Try and, you know, reach out to people that might be struggling and whatnot. So I shall leave you all. Be safe, be happy, and I shall catch you all next week for another edition of Lockin' It Down with Lucy. Until then, ciao. Bye.